The red sands of Mars were quiet that night. Only the low hum of the colony's energy shields broke the silence. Inside the research dome, Ryan Cross, a human engineer, was finishing his shift. He was tired, ready to return to his small quarters, when an alarm suddenly echoed through the base. "Unidentified object entering Mars orbit," the AI voice said calmly. Ryan frowned. Another meteor shower? But when he looked at the monitor, his heart stopped. It wasn't a meteor. It was a small alien ship, spiraling out of control, flames trailing behind it as it crashed near the northern ridge. Without thinking, Ryan grabbed his helmet and ran. The other scientists shouted after him, but he didn't care. Something inside him said someone, or something, was alive in that wreck. He jumped into a rover and sped into the night, dust clouds chasing him across the Martian desert. The crash site was burning when he arrived. Metal pieces glowed red-hot, and smoke rose into the thin air. His suit scanner beeped wildly. The ship's technology was completely unknown. "Life signs detected," his AI assistant Vera reported. Ryan moved closer. "Where?" 10 meters ahead. "Small size. Weak pulse." He kicked aside a panel and froze. Inside, lying motionless, was a small alien child. Her skin shimmered like silver under the moonlight. She had long strands of pale hair and glowing blue veins across her neck. She looked fragile like glass. She's just a kid," Ryan whispered. Her breathing was shallow. Blood, thick and dark blue, flowed from a wound on her side. The ship's systems were fried. No medical pods, no energy. She would die within minutes. Vera's voice warned him. "Unknown biology. Possible infection risk." Ryan hesitated. He wasn't a doctor and she wasn't human. But leaving her here to die felt wrong. He pulled out his emergency kit and tried to stop the bleeding. His hands shook as he applied sealant foam. Her body trembled. Her glowing eyes flickered open for a moment. She looked straight at him, fear, confusion, pain. Then she whispered something in a strange voice. Ryan didn't understand the words, but the tone was clear. "Help me." He lifted her carefully and carried her back to the rover. Her blood was staining his suit, glowing faint blue under his arm lights. "Vera, prepare quarantine chamber," he ordered. "Warning. Contact with unknown species may be fatal," Vera replied. "I'll take that risk," Ryan said. Back at the base, alarms blared when he entered with the alien child. The medical staff refused to approach. "Are you insane?" the commander shouted. "We don't know what that thing carries." Ryan ignored them. He placed the child on the medical bed and activated life support. "Her oxygen levels are dropping," he said. "We can't just stand here." The machines couldn't read her biology. The scanners showed impossible data. Her cells were collapsing at the molecular level. Ryan realized her blood was missing something critical. Vera calculated the pattern and displayed a shocking result. Human blood type O could temporarily stabilize her system. Ryan stared at the screen. "You're telling me my blood can save her?" "Affirmative. But cross-species transfusion is highly dangerous." He didn't care. He rolled up his sleeve. "Do it." The needle pierced his arm. Red human blood flowed through the tube, glowing faintly as it mixed with hers. The machines flickered, warning of instability. Then, suddenly, her heartbeat rose. Her skin color warmed. The blue glow in her veins brightened. Pulsing with his rhythm, Ryan felt dizzy, his vision blurring. His heart pounded faster than normal. Then something strange happened. A faint golden symbol appeared on his wrist, a circle surrounded by glowing lines. It shimmered for a moment and then faded. He didn't notice it yet. He just sat beside her, breathing hard, watching her chest rise and fall steadily for the first time. Hours later, the child opened her eyes again. They were bright turquoise like twin stars. She looked at him, confused but calm now. Ryan smiled weakly. "You're safe, I think." She didn't reply with words. Instead, her voice echoed inside his head. "You gave life." Ryan jumped, looking around. "What? Who said that?" But there was no one else in the room. The alien girl was still looking at him, her lips unmoving, but her eyes speaking volumes. Vera's voice interrupted the silence. Energy fluctuations detected nearby. A powerful signal approaching the colony. Ryan frowned. "Another ship?" "Unknown, but it's heading straight for us." He looked back at the child. Her expression changed. Fear. She whispered in his mind again, "Mother is coming." Outside, the night sky above Mars shimmered. A bright light grew larger and larger until it split into several glowing lines across the sky. The colony alarm screamed. Every scientist ran for cover. Ryan stood frozen by the window, staring up. Through the glass, he saw a massive silver spacecraft descending silently. No flames, no sound, only light. It was enormous, covering half the horizon. The alien child sat up weakly and looked out the same window. Her eyes glowed brighter than ever. Ryan realized the truth. He hadn't just saved a child. He had called something far greater, something that was already here. The light outside turned the red desert white as day. The ground trembled, and deep inside Ryan's mind a cold voice whispered, "You have my child." The night sky above Mars glowed white. The alien ship hovered silently above the colony, larger than any human vessel Ryan had ever seen. Its surface rippled like liquid silver, and strange blue lights moved across it as if the ship itself was alive. Every human inside the base was terrified. Alarms echoed through the halls. Red lights flashed everywhere. "Everyone to the underground bunker!" shouted Commander Hale. "No one opens the airlocks." But Ryan didn't move. He stood beside the alien child, staring at the enormous ship through the window. His heart was pounding hard. "What have I done?" he whispered. The alien girl, Eliara, as he would later learn, was trembling. Her glowing eyes were fixed on the sky. "She said her mother is coming," Ryan said softly to himself. Vera, his AI assistant, replied in a calm voice, "Energy readings are increasing. Unknown radiation. I recommend evacuation." But Ryan didn't leave. Somehow, deep inside, he knew that if he ran now, things would only get worse. Suddenly, a beam of light shot down from the alien ship, touching the red sand outside the dome. The ground cracked. Dust rose like a storm, then silence. The light faded, leaving a tall, silver figure standing in the desert. Ryan moved closer to the window, eyes wide. The figure was a woman, but not human. Her skin shimmered like liquid metal. Her hair flowed as if underwater, and her eyes glowed a soft violet light. Her armor looked alive, pulsing with energy. She didn't wear a helmet, yet the thin Martian air didn't seem to bother her at all. "Is that her?" Ryan whispered. Eliara looked up at him, eyes wide, and nodded slowly. "Mother," she said with a trembling voice that echoed both aloud and inside his mind. The alien woman raised her head toward the colony dome. Her eyes glowed brighter. The outer door of the airlock unlocked by itself. No code, no command. "She's overriding our systems," Vera warned. Ryan grabbed the edge of the table as the floor vibrated slightly. A hiss of air escaped as the outer door opened. Commander Hale's voice shouted through the intercom, "Ryan! Get away from the med bay! She's coming inside!" Ryan didn't move. "If she wanted to kill us, she already could have," he said quietly. The inner airlock door slid open. The silver woman stepped inside, calm and graceful. The red lights flickered and died. Every screen in the room turned off, as if her presence drained the power. Ryan's breath caught in his throat. She looked around the room slowly, then her eyes fell on Eliara. For a moment, her hard expression softened. She knelt beside the bed, her metallic fingers gently touching the girl's face. The alien child smiled weakly. "Mother." The woman whispered something in her own language, a mix of music and thunder. Ryan stood still, unsure what to say. Finally, he spoke. "I didn't mean to, I just tried to save her." The woman turned her gaze toward him. Her eyes glowed brighter, like burning stars. "I know," she said. Her voice echoed not through sound, but directly into his mind. "You gave her your life." Ryan felt a strange pressure in his head. He stumbled backward. "You can talk inside my mind?" She tilted her head slightly. "You carry my child's mark. I can hear your thoughts as she does." Ryan looked down at his wrist. The faint golden symbol was glowing again. It pulsed in time with the alien woman's breathing. "What does it mean?" he asked. The woman stood tall again. "It means you are bound. My child lives because of you. Your blood now flows through her veins." Ryan felt chills crawl up his spine. "Bound? What are you talking about?" The woman stepped closer. "Your blood is not like ours. It changed her. And now it changes you." He could see tiny lights moving beneath her skin, living patterns of energy. She looked both terrifying and beautiful, like something made from starlight. Vera's voice broke the silence. "Warning, genetic alteration detected in user. Cellular fusion pattern rising." Ryan frowned. "What does that mean?" "Your DNA is mutating," the AI said. The alien woman smiled faintly. You are becoming connected. Ryan took a step back. Connected to what? To us, she replied simply. The air grew colder. The lights dimmed further. Then she said something that made his blood freeze. You saved my child, human. Now you must save my people. Ryan shook his head. No, I'm just an engineer. I can't, she interrupted him with a single look. Your blood is the key. It carries what our kind has lost. He didn't understand. What do you want from me? She paused, then spoke softly, but her voice carried power. You will come with us. You will help us rebuild what time has destroyed. You will give us life again. Ryan's stomach dropped. You mean... You want me to... She cut him off, her voice sharp as ice. Yes, you will help us continue our line. For a long moment there was only silence. Ryan's mind spun in shock. He looked at Eliara, still weak but smiling faintly, and then back at her mother. You can't force me, he whispered. The alien woman's eyes narrowed. You already belong to us, Ryan Cross. The mark proves it. The floor vibrated again. Outside, the giant ship began to hum softly. The walls around them shimmered with energy. Ryan tried to move, but the air felt heavy, like invisible hands holding him in place. The woman looked at him one last time and said, The bond is done. There is no turning back. Then, in a flash of silver light, she and Eliara vanished, leaving Ryan alone in the silent room, staring at the glowing mark on his wrist. The medbay was silent again. The only sound was Ryan's breathing, heavy and uneven. The spot where the alien woman and her child had stood moments ago was now empty. No light, no trace, as if they had never existed. But Ryan knew they had. His wrist still glowed faintly, the strange mark pulsing like a heartbeat. He touched it carefully. It was warm, almost alive. Vera, he whispered. Are they gone? Affirmative, the AI replied. No alien life forms detected within a 2-kilometer radius. Ryan sighed, trying to calm himself. His hands were still shaking. He sat down, staring at the empty bed where Eliara had been. She took the child, he said quietly. Just vanished, but then his vision blurred. The room started to spin. He grabbed the edge of the table. His heart was racing, too fast. His veins felt hot. Vera. Warning, irregular heart activity. Elevated body temperature. Unknown cellular pattern spreading. What does that mean? I don't know, the AI answered. But it started the moment she touched you. Ryan stumbled to the mirror on the wall. He pulled up his sleeve. The mark on his wrist was glowing brighter now, tiny blue lines spreading from it, moving under his skin like rivers of light. He tried to rub it off, but it didn't fade. Pain shot through his arm. His reflection flickered before his eyes. His pupils flashed turquoise for a second, then returned to normal. He gasped. What's happening to me? He didn't know, but deep down, a voice whispered inside his head, soft and distant. It wasn't his own. Do not fight it, he froze. Who's there? No answer. Just silence. For the rest of the night, Ryan couldn't sleep. He sat by the window, staring at the Martian desert. The crash site was gone now, nothing but smooth red sand. The giant alien ship had vanished too, leaving behind only the faint hum of static in the air. By morning, the base was in chaos. Commander Hale had ordered full lockdown. Scientists were scanning the area, trying to understand what happened. But every recording, every camera feed, every trace of the alien presence was gone, as if the system had been erased. When they tried to question Ryan, he told them the truth, but no one believed him. A glowing alien woman? A child? Vanishing into thin air? The commander said with disbelief. Ryan just nodded weakly. You didn't see them. Hale crossed his arms. We saw the readings, yes. Something was there. But this story of yours, it's too much. I have proof, Ryan said. He held up his arm. Look, the golden mark still shimmered faintly. The commander frowned. That's a burn. You probably got it during the explosion. Ryan didn't argue. There was no point. No one would believe what he'd seen. That night, as he sat alone in the lab, the mark began to glow again. His head started to throb. Vera, he whispered, scan me again. A beam of blue light passed over his body. The AI's tone turned cautious. Ryan, your blood composition has changed. There are alien genetic patterns in your cells. He stared at the screen. You mean, I'm becoming one of them? I cannot confirm the outcome. But yes, the alien DNA is merging with yours. He sank into his chair. My God. Suddenly his vision blurred again. The room seemed to dissolve around him. He saw flashes, images that weren't his memories. A vast alien city beneath twin suns. Silver towers reaching into the sky. Beings like Seraphis, the alien mother, walking through glowing streets. Then the vision shifted. A battlefield, fire, destruction, endless war. He heard voices, millions of them, crying out in pain. A single phrase echoed in his mind. The blood of man will heal the stars. Ryan snapped back into reality, gasping for air. His hands trembled. What did I just see? Vera replied softly. You are receiving memories. Possibly from the alien species' collective mind. Why me? He asked. Because you share their blood now. Before he could respond, the lights flickered. Static filled the room's speakers. Then a familiar voice whispered inside his mind. Ryan Cross. Do not be afraid. He froze. Seraphis? The alien mother's voice was calm but powerful. You carry what we need. The bond is not a curse, it is a gift. Ryan clenched his fists. You changed me without asking. You chose when you saved her, she said softly. Our blood joined through your will. He didn't know what to say. What do you want from me? Her voice grew quiet. To finish what has begun. The change will soon be complete. You will feel pain. But after that, you will see. Then her presence faded. Ryan shouted, Wait! Don't leave! Tell me what this means! But she was gone. He looked at his hands again. Tiny blue lights moved under his skin. He could feel something shifting inside him, something powerful, something alive. He slammed his fist against the wall. I'm not your experiment! Suddenly, the power in the lab surged. Lights flickered, equipment shook, and every monitor displayed one image, a glowing alien symbol, the same as the mark on his wrist. Vera's voice came through, urgent. External communication detected. It's coming from deep space. Frequency matches the alien vessel. Ryan stared at the screen. The symbol pulsed like a heartbeat. And then, through the static, Eliara's small voice whispered in his head again. They are coming for you, Ryan. The bond must be completed. The message ended. The lab fell silent once more. Ryan stood frozen, heart pounding, as realization hit him. He wasn't just part of this anymore. He was the center of it. Outside the dome, the night sky began to shimmer again, just like before. Something was returning. The next morning, Mars was silent again. The colony stood under a pale orange sky, calm on the outside, but inside, Ryan Cross couldn't feel peace anymore. He sat alone in the lab, staring at his reflection. The blue lines under his skin were brighter now, moving like veins of light. His wrist mark pulsed with a steady rhythm, as if it had a life of its own. He hadn't slept in days. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw flashes, alien worlds, battles, and the same woman's face watching him from the dark. The voice of his AI assistant broke the silence. Ryan, your vitals are unstable. Your cells are now 40% hybridized. He rubbed his face. Yeah, I can feel it. Do you wish to alert the medical team? He shook his head. They wouldn't understand. They'd lock me away. Suddenly the lights flickered again. The floor trembled slightly. Vera spoke quickly. Unknown energy signature approaching, same as before. Ryan's pulse raced. She's back. Outside the window, the sky began to split open once more. A silver glow filled the desert, spreading like dawn across the red plains. A column of light descended, striking the ground just beyond the base. Ryan stood up, grabbed his suit, and headed for the airlock. Ryan, Vera warned. Leaving the colony is against command orders. I know, he said. But if I don't go to her now, she'll come inside again. The moment he stepped outside, the wind hit him, fine red dust swirling around his boots. The silver ship waited silently ahead, half buried in light. As he walked closer, his mark started to glow brighter, reacting to the ship's energy. Then he heard it, her voice, calm and powerful inside his head. Welcome, Ryan Cross. The bond is nearly complete. He stopped walking. Why me? You could have taken anyone's blood. Why mine? Because you didn't run from death, she replied. You gave life even when you feared it. Such blood carries power. The light thickened, and her figure appeared again. Seraphis, tall and luminous, standing before him. Her presence bent the air, shimmering like heat waves. This time she wasn't alone. Behind her floated the small figure of Eliara, her eyes gentle but sad. Ryan's anger softened when he saw the child. "She looks better," he said quietly. "She lives because of you," Seraphis replied. "And now she is bound to you as I am." Ryan stepped closer, but his heart was pounding. "You keep saying that. Bound. What does it really mean?" The alien woman's eyes glowed brighter. "Our bloods are one. You share her energy, her essence. You are linked. Through you we can survive," he frowned. "Survive? What are you talking about?" Seraphis turned, and a beam of light projected from her ship, showing a giant hologram of her world. Ryan saw broken cities, dark oceans, and skies filled with fire. "Our home," she said quietly. "Once filled with light, now dying. Our kind cannot reproduce. Our DNA is collapsing. My daughter is the last born in centuries." Ryan's chest tightened. He looked at Eliara. "The last child?" Seraphis nodded. "Your blood restored what we lost. It awakened her cells, rebuilt her life. We believe it can do more, save our race." Ryan shook his head slowly. "You want to use me as some kind of medicine?" "Not medicine," Seraphis said. "A bridge. A link between two dying species. You can help us create new life." Ryan stared at her, realizing what she meant. "You want me to breed with you." Her gaze didn't change. "To join. To merge. To create a new generation. Stronger. Alive." He took a step back. "No, I didn't agree to that. I didn't save your daughter for this." Eliara's small voice echoed in his mind, soft and sad. "Please, Ryan, without you, we all fade." Ryan turned away, shaking his head. "You're asking me to give up my humanity." Seraphis's voice was calm. "You already have. Look at your arm. Look at your eyes." He hesitated, then reached up to touch his face. His reflection shimmered in the ship's polished metal. His eyes were glowing faint blue. He stumbled backward, fear flooding him. "What did you do to me?" "You are changing," she said softly. "Becoming what the universe intended, a bridge between stars." Ryan clenched his fists. "You had no right." Seraphis stepped closer, her presence both gentle and terrifying. "You had no choice. The bond is alive. It grows with every heartbeat. To break it would kill you. And her." Ryan looked at Eliara. The child's eyes were wide, innocent, glowing with soft light. "She didn't ask to be part of this either." He sighed. "If I help you." "What happens to me?" Seraphis looked away for the first time. "You will cease to be human." Silence. Only the hum of the alien ship filled the air. Ryan stared at the ground. His mind raced. He couldn't let himself become their experiment, but he also couldn't let the child die. Finally he spoke, voice trembling. "What if I say no?" Seraphis's face turned cold. "Then your world will know our sorrow. Our kind will take what we need." His blood ran cold. "You're threatening Earth?" She didn't answer, but her silence was enough. Ryan took a deep breath. "If I agree?" "You'll leave my people alone?" Seraphis nodded slowly. "Yes, help us, and we will never touch your world." Ryan looked between her and Eliara. The child's soft gaze pierced his heart. He closed his eyes. "I'll do it. But on one condition." Seraphis tilted her head. "Speak. You don't control me." "I do this my way." The alien queen smiled faintly. "Then come, human. Let the bond be completed." Before he could move, a beam of blue light surrounded him, lifting him from the ground. His body rose weightlessly into the air. "Vera!" he shouted through his comms. "Record everything." But the signal cut off instantly. The ship's light swallowed him whole. The last thing he saw before everything went white was Eliara's small hand reaching out to him, and Seraphis's calm, endless eyes watching as he vanished inside the alien vessel. When Ryan opened his eyes, everything was light. A soft blue glow surrounded him, and the air felt thick, like liquid glass. His body floated weightlessly inside a transparent chamber. Strange symbols pulsed on the walls, alive with energy. At first he thought he was dreaming, but then he saw his reflection in the chamber wall. His skin shimmered faintly with silver tones. The mark on his wrist burned with light. "Where am I?" he whispered weakly. A calm voice answered inside his head. "You are aboard my vessel, Ryan Cross. You are safe." It was Seraphis. Her voice carried warmth this time, not the cold command of before. He blinked against the light. "You call this safe? You trapped me inside a tank." "The chamber heals what your body cannot. Your transformation has begun." His heart raced. Transformation? Into what? There was a pause. Something greater than human. Something neither of our worlds have seen. Ryan's breathing grew fast. He looked around, trying to find a way out. But the walls of the chamber moved whenever he touched them, like soft flesh mixed with metal. He realized with a chill, it wasn't a machine. It was alive. He closed his eyes, trying to think. Images began flashing in his mind again. Alien symbols, a vast dying world, a city floating above oceans of light. He saw children, thousands of them, turning into dust. Then he heard a whisper, faint but clear, "Save them." "You are the key," Ryan gasped. The images vanished. "Stop! Get out of my head!" But Seraphis' voice returned, calm and firm. "You feel our pain because you are part of us now. Your blood carries the memory of my people." His pulse thundered in his ears. "You had no right to do this." "You gave consent the moment you saved my child," she replied. The bond was made by choice, not force. The chamber opened suddenly with a hiss of steam. Ryan fell forward, landing on his hands and knees. His body felt different, lighter, stronger. His vision was sharper. He could see microscopic dust particles floating in the air, glowing faintly. He looked at his hand. It was glowing faint blue beneath the skin, like something alive was moving inside him. "What did you do to me?" he whispered. Seraphis appeared beside him, her tall figure shining softly in the dim light. The walls of the ship pulsed around her, reacting to her presence. "You are adapting," she said gently. "Human and Althari blood are becoming one." "Althari?" he repeated. "My species," she said. "The last of us hide among the stars, waiting for rebirth. You are the bridge we needed." Ryan struggled to stand. "You turned me into a lab experiment." She frowned slightly. "You misunderstand. You are not our prisoner. You are our future." Before he could reply, a small voice echoed from behind. "Ryan," he turned. Iliara stood at the entrance, her eyes bright and calm. She looked stronger now, healthier than ever. "Iliara," he breathed. "You're okay," she smiled softly. "Because of you. You gave me your blood. Now we share one heart." Ryan tried to smile back, but inside he felt trapped. He turned to Seraphis. "You said my transformation is beginning. What happens next?" Seraphis stepped closer. "Your cells will continue to evolve. Soon you will breathe our air, think our thoughts, and feel our world as we do." He stared at her. "And when that happens, then you will help us create a new dawn," she said. Her words made his stomach twist. "You mean children, hybrid children?" She nodded slowly. "Without you, our kind will fade into silence. With you, we can rise again." Ryan looked away, his chest tightening. "You're asking me to give up everything I am." Seraphis' expression softened. "I am asking you to give everything you are to something greater." He shook his head. "You talk like this is some holy mission, but it's not. You're rewriting my life." Her tone grew colder. "Your life is no longer only yours." The walls around them pulsed, and a low hum filled the air. Ryan could feel the ship itself breathing, its pulse matching his own. "Why can I feel it?" he asked quietly. "The vessel is part of you now," she said. "It responds to your heartbeat. It listens to you." He reached out hesitantly and touched the glowing wall. It rippled like water. The hum grew louder. He whispered, "It's alive." Seraphis smiled faintly. "Everything born from Althari hands is alive." Iliara walked up to him and placed her small hand on his arm. "Don't be afraid, Ryan. The ship knows you." Her touch was warm, and the blue light under his skin glowed brighter where her fingers rested. Ryan took a shaky breath. "What if I can't handle this? What if I lose myself?" Seraphis stepped closer. "Then you will become something new." He stared into her glowing eyes. There was no malice there, only conviction. "I didn't ask for this," he said quietly. "No," she replied, "but fate chose you. And fate rarely asks permission." The ship suddenly shook. Alarms in alien tones echoed through the halls. Iliara gasped and clung to Ryan's arm. "What's happening?" he asked. Seraphis' calm expression turned sharp. "Rebels, they have found us." "Rebels?" "Not all of my people believe in our plan," she said. "Some see humans as poison." The walls vibrated violently. A bright flash lit the corridor outside. Ryan felt a strange instinct rise inside him, an awareness. He could sense the ship's systems, the flow of energy, the direction of the attack. He turned to Seraphis, eyes glowing faintly. "I can feel them." She nodded. "Good, the bond is growing faster than I expected." He clenched his fists. "Then maybe I can stop them." Seraphis stared at him, half surprise, half admiration. "You would fight for us?" "I'll fight to survive," he said. Outside, explosions of blue light rippled through space. The ship roared like a living beast. Ryan looked at the alien queen and her daughter. He no longer felt human, but he knew one thing for sure. Whatever he had become, the real fight was just beginning. The ship trembled violently as blue light flared across its surface. Sirens echoed in deep, alien tones, almost like the ship was crying out in pain. Ryan grabbed Eliara, pulling her close as the corridor shook around them. "What's happening?" Seraphis's eyes glowed brighter. "Rebel ships. They've tracked our signal. They mean to destroy us before the bond is complete." Ryan's instincts kicked in. "We need to move." But Seraphis didn't run. Instead, she closed her eyes, placing a hand on the living wall. The lights around them shifted instantly. The corridor melted into a new form, sealing itself shut behind them like living skin. "Follow me," she said, her voice steady but urgent. "The rebels won't stop until they have you." "Me?" Ryan asked.
"Why would they want me?"
Seraphis turned sharply. "Because you carry what they fear most, hope." They hurried through twisting passages that pulsed with light like veins. The ship groaned under pressure, its structure alive and reacting to every explosion outside. Ryan could feel the vibrations through his body. Somehow, he could sense where the damage was coming from, like the ship was whispering to him. "They're hitting us from the right flank," he said suddenly. Seraphis looked back, surprised. "You feel that?" He nodded. "It's like I can hear the ship's heartbeat." It's scared. Her eyes softened for a moment, then protected, as it protects you. They reached a wide chamber that looked like the core of the vessel. At the center floated a glowing sphere, spinning slowly, made of light, energy, and strange liquid metal. "The heart of the ship," Seraphis said. "It connects to me, and now to you." Ryan stepped closer. The hum grew louder inside his chest, syncing with his pulse. "What is this place?" "It's called the Genesis Core," she said. "It powers our vessels, our cities, our very lives. Without it, we are nothing." Before he could answer, a loud crash shook the chamber. The far wall split open, and a wave of smoke and light poured in. Figures stepped through, other Althari, armored and fierce, their eyes burning red instead of blue. At their front was a tall male alien with sharp, angular features and scars glowing faintly along his arms. "Seraphis," he growled, "still playing God with human flesh?" Ryan's chest tightened. "Who is that?" Seraphis's expression darkened. "My brother, Commander Vael." Vael's cold eyes turned to Ryan. "So this is your creation, the hybrid, the abomination." Ryan clenched his fists. "Nice to meet you too." Vael ignored him. "You've gone too far, sister. Binding our kind to a human. You doom us all." Seraphis's voice was calm but firm. "You've seen our world dying. You know the truth. We can't survive as we are." "We will not taint our blood," Vael hissed. "Better extinction than corruption." He raised his hand, and energy blades flickered to life from his wrist armor. His soldiers aimed strange, glowing weapons. Seraphis spread her arms protectively in front of Ryan and Eliara. "I will not let you harm them." Vael's eyes glowed redder. "Then die with them." The air exploded with light. Energy blasts tore through the chamber. Ryan pushed Eliara to the ground as beams scorched the walls. He looked at the core. It was pulsing wildly, reacting to the battle. "Seraphis," he shouted. "If this thing breaks—" "It cannot break," she snapped. "But it can choose its master." Suddenly, Ryan felt a sharp pain in his chest. The core's light connected to him through a thin beam of energy. His body convulsed as streams of alien code flooded his mind. He could see everything, the ship, the enemy vessels, the power systems, like they were part of him. He gasped. "I can see them all." "Outside the ship." Seraphis turned, eyes wide. "Then fight, Ryan."
"Use the bond!"
He didn't know how, but instinct took over. He raised his hand and blue light shot from his palm, spreading across the chamber like lightning. The ship roared in response, firing beams of energy from its hull. Outside, rebel ships exploded in bursts of white fire. Vael stumbled back, shocked. "Impossible! The core obeys only Althari." Seraphis smiled faintly. "Not anymore." Ryan's power grew stronger, the light blazing from his veins. But he could feel the strain. The core was too much for him to handle. He shouted through gritted teeth, "I can't hold it!" Seraphis ran to him, placing her hands on his shoulders. "Then share the energy. Let it flow through me." Their lights merged, blue and silver. Together they unleashed a massive wave that tore through the chamber, knocking Viel and his soldiers to the ground. When the light faded, silence filled the ship. Smoke drifted through the air. The rebels lay unconscious, or worse. Ryan collapsed to his knees, gasping for breath. His body felt like it was burning from the inside. Seraphis knelt beside him. "You did it. You saved us." He shook his head weakly. "No. I nearly destroyed everything." Eliara ran to him, hugging him tightly. "You were brave, Ryan. You saved Mama." He smiled faintly, his voice hoarse. "Glad. I could help." Seraphis looked at Viel's fallen body, her face full of sorrow. He wasn't always like this. War changed him. "Fear changed us all." Ryan tried to stand. "So what now?" She turned to him slowly. "Now the bond is almost complete. You can control the core. That makes you a target for every surviving faction." He frowned. "You mean there are more of them?" "Yes," she said. "And they will come for you, because you carry the future they fear." Ryan stared at his glowing hands, feeling the power still pulsing under his skin. He whispered, "Then I'll be ready." But deep down, a darker thought crept into his mind. If the core connected to him so easily, what if, one day, it decided he was no longer human enough to resist it? Ryan awoke in silence. The soft hum of the ship surrounded him like a heartbeat. For a moment he didn't remember where he was. Then he felt it, the core, pulsing faintly inside his chest like a second heart. He sat up slowly. The walls glowed a gentle blue, responding to his movement. The air was thick but calm, as if the ship itself was watching him. His reflection on the polished surface caught his breath. His eyes now glowed faintly silver, the veins beneath his skin tracing soft blue light. He whispered, "What's happening to me?" A voice answered, not aloud, but in his mind. "You are awakening." It was Seraphis. He turned to see her standing near the chamber door, her expression unreadable, almost sorrowful. "You didn't tell me it would change me this fast," he said quietly. She stepped closer. "The core has chosen you. It reshapes what it touches. It's not just energy, it's consciousness." Ryan's pulse quickened. "You mean it's alive?" She nodded. "Yes, it's the last remnant of our world's will. It remembers everything, the pain, the death, the hope. Now it flows through you." He stood, trembling slightly. "I don't want it inside me." Seraphis looked at him with calm eyes. "You can't separate yourself now. The bond is complete. The core doesn't live inside you, you live inside it." Her words hit him like a wave. He pressed a hand to his chest, feeling the hum of alien energy beating beneath his ribs. Eliara entered the room quietly, her soft steps echoing. "Ryan, you're glowing again." He forced a small smile. "Yeah, notice that." She tilted her head. "Does it hurt?" He hesitated. "Not really, just feels like I'm carrying lightning under my skin." Eliara smiled softly. "Lightning can destroy, but it can also bring life." Her words, innocent yet wise, made him pause. She wasn't just a child anymore. There was something ancient in her eyes. Seraphis watched them both. "Her link to you grows stronger. She feels your energy, your fear, even your dreams." Ryan frowned. "Dreams?" Seraphis nodded. "The core connects minds through memory. Whatever you see, she sees." He took a step back, uneasy. "So I can't even think privately now?" "The bond doesn't respect walls," Seraphis said. "It unites what was once divided." Ryan rubbed his temples, frustrated. "You call this unity. I call it losing myself." The room darkened suddenly. The lights flickered as the ship groaned, not from damage, but from emotion. Ryan looked around. "Is the ship reacting to me?" "Yes," Seraphis said softly. "It feels your turmoil." He took a deep breath, trying to calm down. The lights steadied again. "Seraphis," he said after a long pause, "what happens if I can't control it?" She looked away. "Then it will control you." Silence filled the chamber. Eliara reached out and took his hand gently. "You can control it. You saved me, remember? You can save yourself too." Her trust warmed him for a moment, but deep inside he could feel something else growing. A presence, a voice, faint but clear, whispering from the depths of his mind. "We are one now, Ryan Cross." He froze. "Did you hear that?" Seraphis frowned. "Hear what?" The voice. "It's not yours." Her expression turned grave. "The core is beginning to speak to you directly." Ryan backed away. "It's inside my head." Seraphis moved closer, calm but firm. "You must listen. The core holds the memory of our ancestors. It may show you what came before. In a blink, he was somewhere else, floating above a vast alien city, the sky burned with twin suns. Towers of crystal and metal reached for the clouds. The streets were filled with Althari, alive, beautiful, radiant. He could feel their thoughts, their laughter, their dreams. Then it changed. The light dimmed. The city fell silent. The towers cracked, collapsing into oceans of ash. He saw the core, bright, alive, being carried by Seraphis's people as they fled into the stars. And among them, he saw Vael, her brother, shouting, leading armies, refusing the merge. He saw their civil war begin, the destruction that followed, and how the core, in despair, sealed their fate. Ryan gasped and fell to his knees. The vision shattered, and he was back in the chamber, trembling and drenched in sweat. Seraphis knelt beside him. "What did you see?" He looked at her, eyes wide with shock. "Your people destroyed themselves. You're not just saving your race. You're trying to undo your own mistakes." Seraphis's gaze lowered. "We believed we could become gods. We forgot what it meant to be alive." He took a deep breath. "And now you're asking me to repeat it, to merge with something that once killed your world." Her voice was soft, almost a whisper. "Maybe you'll do better than we did.